This is Time Warner Cable's local edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. We are joined today by Jim Clarke. He is a council member in Culver City. I live right outside Culver City city limits. And it feels like I'm hearing more airplane traffic go over my home. My daughters get spooked by it. And apparently I'm not off base because these are flight patterns. And you can see Culver City right in the center. So what's happening, sir?
Well, the FAA is trying to initiate a new program called Next Generation. They're trying to be able to put more airplanes in the air and time to accommodate the demand for it. And so they're changing the flight patterns in such a way now that the planes are, rather than, if you've ever come from Northern California, you know, you used to turn on around Malibu,
right,
and you'd head all the way downtown and do a racetrack and come back. Now they're shortening that by having the planes come down over Culver City at a lower altitude, shortening then the turnaround time to LAX.
And that allows more planes in the air?
It'll allow them to be able to put more planes in the air.
But it seems then that they're flying lower because if they need to get to LAX quicker,
right,
because they're not going as far down as downtown.
Exactly.
And so what does that mean for folks like you and me?
More noise.
Who live in the kind of 10, right around the 10.
Yeah, so it's twofold. One is you're getting more traffic because those planes that used to not fly over Culver City are now flying over Culver City, and they're flying at a lower altitude. So,
and what about, maybe I'm just seeing this or hearing things, but it seems like also some of the smaller planes are flying lower and more frequently. Is that possible, or is that unconnected to what's happening here?
I don't know. I think it may be unconnected to that, though, because of Santa Monica Airport. There's a lot of pressure there in terms of the planes that take off and land there, and having separation between the planes that are landing at LAX.
And could this cause more problems with that front? Because if you think about it, I mean, Culver City, Santa Monica, they're next to each other.
Sure.
And so are you aware if that's an issue as well as we speak?
There is an issue, and there is a group in Santa Monica that's trying to close the Santa Monica Airport.
That's a whole other conversation. So what are you doing about this? You've told me that your constituents are making noise.
Yes.
What can be done?
Well, a couple things. One, we have an upcoming meeting with our Congresswoman to alert her to this, because it is being a program of the federal government through the FAA.
Her name is Karen Bass.
Karen Bass, and we're hoping then that she can weigh in. There's also a caucus in the Congress. There's a caucus for everything, and there's a Clear Skies caucus that we would like to have her join, which is focused on issues pertaining to the issues of overflights.
And as we speak today, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm not sure if you said this already, this is a pilot program, if I can use that pun.
Yeah.
This is a pilot program?
Well, it's a program that's being rolled out across the country, and yes, it's in sort of a pilot phase, but the FAA wants to make this permanent, and what we're hoping to do is to be able to change this. It's created, it's mainly focused on metropolitan areas where there's a lot of density and a lot of air traffic congestion, and they're trying to, so we're trying to weigh in and express our concerns before this becomes finalized. And we're doing a community forum later this month where we're inviting members of the public to come in and tell us about their own experiences so that we can relay those to Karen Bass.
Is there a compromise that can be offered? I don't know.
I don't know either. It's just that we want to express the fact that we're unhappy with what the plans are of the FAA, and we'd like to...
So what needs to happen? What would you like Congresswoman Bass to do specifically? Can she call the FAA and stop, or is this a much bigger issue?
Well, it's Congress itself would have to act on it and have hearings. We would hope that the Congress would hold hearings on this and be able to get evidence from various cities. I mean, we're impacted, but some cities are impacted even worse than this.
His name is Jim Clarke. He is a member of the Culver City City Council. My name is Brad Pomerance. You're watching Time Warner Cable's Local Edition.